Hello, the story I'm going to read to you today is called Andrew's Loose Tooth. It is by one of my favorite authors, Robert Munsch, and the pictures are by Michael Martchenko. And did you know that when Robert Munsch writes a story, he uses the names of kids that he's met in real life? So there's really a kid named Andrew. When Andrew came downstairs, there were 3 big red apples in the middle of the table. And even though he had a loose tooth, he decided to eat an apple. So he reached out, picked up an apple, shined it on his shirt, took a bite, and yelled, "Yow! Mommy, Mommy, do something about this tooth. It hurts so much I can't even eat my apple." Look. There's his sister and his mom, and there he is. He's trying to eat that apple, but his tooth hurts. Has that ever happened to you? Andrew's mother opened his mouth and looked inside. "Ooh, ooh, ooh," she said, "it's a loose tooth. I know what to do." She took hold of the tooth with both hands and pulled as hard as she could, but the tooth did not come out. "Oh, Andrew," she said, "I just can't get that tooth out. Why don't you try another apple? That might make your tooth come out." There she's looking, and there she is pulling on his tooth. Oh, she pulled so hard, she lifted him up off the ground. Andrew reached out, picked up an apple, shined it on his shirt, took a bite, and yelled, "Yow! Daddy, Daddy, do something about this tooth. It hurts so much I can't even eat my apple." So Andrew's father opened up his mouth and looked inside. "Ooh, ooh, ooh," he said, "it's a loose tooth. I know what to do." He yelled so loud he surprised his dad and his sister. He just wants to eat his apple for breakfast. He got a big pair of pliers and took hold of Andrew's tooth. Then he put his foot on Andrew's nose and pulled as hard as he could, but the tooth did not come out. "Oh, Andrew," he said, "this tooth is stuck. Why don't you try another apple? That will make your tooth come out." He tried to get pliers and pulled his tooth out. And that's how we know this is a silly story, because you should never do that. And look, his sister's giving him an apple. So Andrew reached out, picked up an apple, shined it on his shirt, took a bite, and yelled, "Yow! Mommy, Daddy, do something about this tooth. It hurts so much I can't even eat my apple." So they called a dentist. Sometimes you might have to call a dentist if you've got some tooth problems. Look, she's on the phone, and he's on the phone, and she's on the phone. The dentist came in a shiny black car. He opened up Andrew's mouth, looked inside, and said, "Ooh, ooh, ooh, it's a loose tooth. I know what to do." Look at that dentist's funny car. It says 555 tooth. Maybe that's his phone number. Dentists don't really come to your house. You usually have to go to their office. He got a big long rope, and he tied one end to Andrew's tooth. Andrew said, "I know what you're going to do. I know what you're going to do. You're going to tie the end of the rope to the door, and then you're going to slam the door." "No," said the dentist. "I'm going to tie it to my car." Sometimes people might do that. It's not a great idea, but they try and pull a string out, use a string to pull their tooth out. He says he's going to tie it to his car. Cars are very strong. What will happen? He tied the other end of the rope to his car, and he drove away as fast as he could. When he got to the end of the rope, his whole car fell apart. The dentist stood there holding just the steering wheel. They wrecked his car. The tooth didn't come out. Look, there was Andrew with his tooth. It didn't come out, and it wrecked the whole car. And Andrew's mother and his father and the dentist all said, "Andrew, Andrew, that tooth will not come out. You just can't eat your breakfast." Andrew sat out in the front yard looking very sad. His best friend Louis came along and said, "Andrew, what's the matter?" "Oh," said Andrew, "my mother can't get this tooth out. My father can't get this tooth out. The dentist can't get this tooth out. And I can't eat my breakfast." "Ooh," said Louis, "I know what to do." There's Louis and Andrew. What do you think Louis will do? Seems like they've tried everything. Louis went into Andrew's house and called the Tooth Fairy on the phone. The Tooth Fairy roared up right away in a large motorcycle. Andrew looked at the Tooth Fairy and said, "If you think you are going to use that motorcycle to pull out my tooth, you are nuts." "What do you think I am?" said the Tooth Fairy. "A dentist?" Look at the Tooth Fairy on a motorcycle. That's very different. I like that. She pulled Andrew's tooth with one hand, and the tooth did not come out. She pulled Andrew's tooth with 2 hands, and the tooth did not come out. She had a large hammer off of her motorcycle and clanged Andrew's loose tooth. The hammer broke in 2 pieces, and the tooth still did not come out. "Incredible," said the Tooth Fairy. "This is the first tooth ever that I can't pull out. I guess you just can't eat your breakfast." "Hold it," said Louis. "I have an idea." The Tooth Fairy's broken hammer. And look, if you look, she's got teeth on her clothes. She's got a necklace of teeth. She loves teeth, and she says this is the first one ever that she can't get out. Louis went into Andrew's house and got a pepper shaker. Then he pushed back Andrew's head and sprinkled pepper up his nose. Andrew went, "Ah, ah, 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 choo!" Pepper does make people sneeze sometimes. Look very closely. Look, there's Andrew who sneezed so hard his shoes fell off. And look what happened. Andrew sneezed that tooth all the way across town. Look. Look at all these people. It went through the donut. There's newspaper. Look, there's his big sister. She's on her way to school. But the Tooth Fairy still got her tooth. Look, she's got a net. And what is she following? She's following the tooth. And look at all the people in their cars and all the kids on their bus. They're looking at the Tooth Fairy and cheering her on. Look at the last page. There's Andrew and Louis. And he finally got to eat his apple. Isn't that a very silly story? Have you ever had a loose tooth? What do you do when you have a loose tooth? And have you ever had a visit from the Tooth Fairy? What do you think the Tooth Fairy looks like? I loved reading this story to you. I'll see you later.